welcome to the next session that is regarding chloroplast. As I told you that chloroplasts are the plastids which are going to be green in color. Okay, that mainly responsible by which pigment children, that is chlorophyll molecules, and those are going to absorb the different wavelength light, that is red and white, and reflect which color? Green color. That is chlorophyll molecules. Chlorophyll molecules. Understanding children, they are going to be green in color, and whatever the plant parts which are going to have chloroplasts, they will be green in color, and you can take mostly what parts are going to be green in color, that is green leaves, and you can see young branches, and you can see some of what the green, even green parts of the stem, and as well as some of exclusively the roots which can able to synthesize the food material. Those are going to be green in color, like chapa. Okay, those are going to be green in color due to the presence of chloroplast, and in that what exclusive pigments will be there? Chlorophyll molecules. Okay, the first time the chloroplasts are chloroplastids are chloroplasts. The term was coined by which one, children? The scientist Schimfer. Understanding the term chloroplast was coined by Schimfer. And remember, it is a double membranous organelle. It is covered with two membranes. What are the two membranes? We can see one is outer membrane, we can call it as outer plastidial membrane. Okay, and it is going to be continuous, and it is going to be more permeable. This membrane we call it as outer plastidial membrane. It is going to be more permeable for molecules or ions. Understanding children? And we can see another this membrane that is going to be also continuous, and it is present inside to the outer mitochondrial as outer plastidial membrane. We can call it as inner plastidial membrane, and some of the membrane it is going to be detached or invaginate inside the chloroplast and form what thylakoid, single membrane structures. What we call it, children? Thylakoids. And thylakoids are the structures covered with single membrane, and whatever the membrane, it is going to have the photosynthetic pigments. It may be either chlorophyll molecules or carotenoids. Okay, and whatever the free space present inside the thylakoid, we can call it as what, children? This is thylakoid, and whatever the membrane that is covered around the thylakoid, we can call it a thylakoid membrane. Okay, the free space we can call it as lumen. Lumen is the free space present inside where thylakoids, and the thylakoids are the fundamental units of chloroplast. They can do photosynthesis by trapping what, children? Sunlight. Understanding? Here, these thylakoids are going to be joined with each other and form a bundle of thylakoids. We can call it as what, children? Grana. You can call it as what? Grana. This is the grana. Let me to take example. This is what, children? Grana. This is total unit. Remember children, you can see normally in the plant cell, higher plant cell, the number of chloroplasts per cell is going to be ranging 20 to 40 number of chloroplasts will be there. We will discuss regarding that later. And if you take the number of grana inside the chloroplast, it is ranging in between 40 to 60 granum will be there, granum per chloroplast. Understanding, children? And also we can see one granum is going to attach with another granum. One granum is going to attach with another granum. With the help of a membrane connections, we can call it as Fret membrane. We can call it as what, children? Fret membrane. And stroma lamellae. We can also call it as what, children? Stroma lamellae. Why? Because it is going to attach, have a contact with what? This membrane. It is going to have contact with the liquid portion inside the chloroplast. We call it as what? Stroma. This is the stroma. That's why whatever the membranes of thylakoid which are going to have a contact with what is the stroma, we can call it as stroma thylakoid. This I can take Fret membrane or stroma thylakoids. Thylakoids membrane. Thylakoid membrane. Okay, and also we can see some of thylakoids which are not having any connection with another thylakoid, they are free. Those type of thylakoids we can call it as non-oppressed thylakoids. What we call it as, children? Non-oppressed thylakoids. Whatever the thylakoids which are going to have attached one thylakoid with another thylakoid, we can call it as oppressed thylakoid. The first one is non-oppressed thylakoids. And whatever the thylakoids which are going to have connection, this we can call it as oppressed thylakoids. Second category are what? Oppressed thylakoids. And remember, children, the mainly what type of photosynthetic pigments they are going to have? One is chlorophylls, and second will be they will be having accessory pigments are carotenoids. And as I told you, children, here the chloroplasts are going to have exclusively their own genetic material that is going to be in which nature? Circular double stranded single DNA will be present in the chloroplast. Remember, children, single circular double stranded DNA will be present freely in the very stroma of the chloroplast. And along with that, we can see many ribosomes are floating inside the stroma. These are mainly responsible for what, children? These are responsible for protein synthesis. These are what type of ribosomes are they? 70S ribosomes are types of ribosomes will be there. And we know very well regarding the function of ribosome. What it will do? It can do photosynthesis. It is going to do what? Protein synthesis. That's why we can call it as ribosomal factories that are going to do what, children? Protein synthesis. Now we can call it as protein factories. Sorry, the ribosomes we can call it as protein factories. Don't get confusion. And the nucleolus is going to call as what? Ribosomal factory. Why? Because the nucleolus is going to give the rRNA for making of what? Ribosomes. But ribosomes will make what? Proteins. And they are called as protein factories. They will involve in the protein synthesis, and they will be having their own genetic material, single circular double stranded DNA. Because of these two properties, this chloroplast can able to synthesize some of their required proteins. Synthesize some proteins Proteins for what, children? To form what, chloroplast. Chloroplast. That's why this organelle we can call it as what, children? Semi-autonomous organelle. Semi-autonomous organelle. Understanding? And I told you that whatever the part or the location of chloroplast which can able to trap sunlight can do what, photosynthesis. Now, really you have to remember one thing, the equation of photosynthesis. What is the equation of photosynthesis, children? Exclusively, if you see the photosynthesis equation, 6CO2 plus 12H2O is going to converting into what? C6H12O6 and are going to the release byproducts like 6 water and 6 oxygen is going to be come out. And if you see what are the requirement, raw materials are required, one is carbon dioxide and second one is water, and along with that it is required sunlight, and it is also required what, another thing, that is photosynthetic pigment, chlorophyll molecules, chlorophylls. Understanding? Here the total photosynthetic reaction is going to divide into two phases. What are those, children? One is light phase and second one is dark phase. In the light phase, what is required? Compulsory light is required. That's why these reactions occurs only in the presence of light, that is in the daytime. Okay? What is happening? This light is going to split water molecule, that we call it as photolysis of water is going to occur in where, in the thylakoids, that too especially in where, lumen. As I told you that lumen is the free space having full of water, and it is going to be a raw material for photosynthesis to construct what, carbohydrate. Example, one of the carbohydrate is making is what, glucose. This is the main product is synthesizing in where? Photosynthesis. Before that, what has to be happen? The first phase is light phase. What is happening here? The light is going to break water molecule and release what, protons. These protons are going to be react with 12 protons and 12 electrons are going to be reduce CO2 converting into what, C6H12O6. Remember, children, this process is going to be under the control of what, enzymes. Those reactions, all enzymatic reaction or biochemical reactions, we can call it as dark phase. Dark phase of photosynthesis. It is the second phase and it is going to controlled by enzymes. These enzymes are present in where, children? These enzymes are present in the stroma of the chloroplast. That's why the dark reaction is occurs in where? In the stroma of the chloroplast. The light reactions require sunlight that are going to be trapped by chlorophyll pigments are going to be present on thylakoid. That's why the light reactions occurs on thylakoid and dark reactions occurs on the stroma of the chloroplast. Stroma. And light reactions occurs in where, children? Are light phase, that is in the thylakoids or grana. Children, have you understood? This is regarding photosynthesis equation, and let me explain some of the chloroplasts. If you take higher plants, number wise we can see number of chloroplasts. If you take some algae which are going to have what, one chloroplast per cell. Chloroplast per cell. And if you take even chlamydomonas, it is going to have single single chloroplast per cell. And if you take higher plant cells which are going to have how many number of chloroplasts? That is going to be ranging from 20 to 40 number of chloroplasts will be there. And also I want to tell you, I told you that in each chloroplast which are going to have 40 to 60 granum, and in each granum they are going to have 2 to 100 thylakoids. Each granum having 2 to 100 thylakoids in each granum. Understand it, children? And one more thing I want to tell you, that the shape of the chloroplast. If you take the higher plant cells which are going to have how much now? The shape of the chloroplast, it is going to be round or oval shape. They are going to be round or oval shape. If you take in case of chlamydomonas, the chloroplast will be in the chlamydomonas. It is in cup shape. And if you see in case of Spirogyra, it is going to have what in a spiral shaped chloroplast. Spiral shaped chloroplast. And if you see Ulothrix is going to have reticulate. Ulothrix, it is going to have reticulate chloroplast. This is regarding the different shapes of chloroplast, children. And I want to tell average size of the chloroplast, it is going to have the length, it is ranges between 5 to 10 micrometer diameter length, and it is going to have the width ranges in between 2 to 4 micrometer width. These are the properties of what chloroplast. Children, all of you listen the video, try to understand, and at the weekend I will revise all the topics for exclusively for your test, and I will shoot one more video, that is mitochondria, and I will send tomorrow. Thank you, children.